We bring the guys back to play a game of What If. Let's begin with Judge and Juan Soto. CeeLo, if they finish their seasons at their current pace, would they be considered the best 1-2 combo in baseball history?
Baseball history, that's covering a lot of years. There have been some great ones over the years, certainly even within the Yankee organization. I think a little bit of recency bias maybe here with that one. No disrespect to Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. Soto's obviously done everything you could have asked and more. We know about Judge and his tremendous power and his all-around game at the plate right now. But I have to do a little digging on that one, JJ, going back all through the years, because I don't know if we're quite that far yet with these two.
CeeLo, I'm not taking the bait because the Yankees, as an organization, had two guys by the name of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, and I think it's going to be tough to top that. However, the fact that we are even having this conversation should just speak volumes to the type of years that these two individuals have had as a whole. I mean, Juan Soto in a walk year is putting up MVP caliber numbers, and he's not going to sniff the MVP award because one of his teammates is having maybe the best statistical season I have ever seen in my life outside of Barry Bonds in 2001. So just think about that for a minute. You're putting Judge and Soto in Ruth and Gehrig category.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's incredible for us to even be talking about it, honestly. Let's talk pitching here, though. JJ, if Marcus Stroman continues to pitch well, he went 5 innings, giving up 3 runs Sunday, do you pick him over Nestor Cortez as your 4th starter in the playoffs?
Well, Chelsea, who says you have to choose? When you look at Luis Gil and you look at Clark Schmidt as guys that have bullpen experience, and we know that the Yankees bullpen dying for swing and miss, dying to find answers in the back end, I think it's conceivable that Marcus Stroman and Nestor Cortez are starting for the Yankees in the postseason, especially with the way the starting pitcher in postseason play has kind of been devalued. Yeah. These teams like using a bunch of different guys, and they may come to the conclusion that Luis Gil and Clark Schmidt are more valuable to them out of the bullpen. That's why, CeeLo, to me, Nestor and Marcus Stroman pitching well is a major, major key for this Yankee team.
And look, and if they do what you said, depending on which day or where you are in the series, how much rest, you can even caddy those two guys with the 2 starting pitchers and have one after the other, and maybe you see a little bit more of Gil or Schmidt out of the pen, longer length than you're accustomed to seeing out of a guy in the bullpen. Like JJ alluded to, come the postseason, these starters are getting the gate early. But if you're asking me to choose between the two, I know we haven't seen peak Nestor Cortez like we did the year he went to the All-Star game, but in a big spot, for some reason, I still have a better feeling about him. Maybe it's because he's been here longer. Maybe I feel he's got a little bit more bulldog in him from the left side. I think he has the ability to go a little bit deeper in the game in a best-case scenario than Stroman, so I would take Cortez if he asked me to choose between the two.
Okay, not a bad problem to have. And we wrap with Aaron Judge. What if he played all of his games outside of Yankee Stadium? CeeLo, would it matter?
I mean, it wouldn't matter as far as him being an unbelievable baseball player, one of the best we've seen, MVP candidate, all those things. Would he lose a few home runs along the way playing at Yankee Stadium or playing somewhere else? I think he would, more so than he would in any other park. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I haven't looked at the stats. I don't know exactly. But the opposite field, flick of the wrist, essentially, the second home run he hit Sunday is an example of one that if he was playing in another park, maybe that's just a fly out instead of a ball in the seats.
Listen, he takes advantage of his surroundings, but Todd Helton took advantage of his surroundings when he played at Coors Field. I think about Carl Yastremski. You think about Wade Boggs with the Green Monster and using that to their advantage. It is your home ballpark. It is your terrain, and Aaron Judge is a special power hitter. So, yes, is he aided from time to time with the Yankee Stadium cheapie? Sure, but he also hits a ton of moonshots that would be out of just about every stadium imaginable, Chelsea.
All right, JJ, what ballpark do you think he would hit the most homers in?
So, I was thinking about this, and it's a stadium I attended a game at earlier this year. I saw Aaron Judge hit some moonshots out of Citizens Bank Park. The ball flies out of that place. So I'm going to say he'd have more home runs in Philly.
Okay.
That's an excellent guess. I would probably agree. That is a bandbox. I'm going to stay in the National League. Another one that whenever I see it, it just feels tiny. And I feel like, especially to right field, where Judge has a tendency to hit the ball out, I'm going to go Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati.
Cincy, okay.
Wow. All right. CeeLo, you just know everything.
Wow.
He would have 60 in Cincinnati if he played all his games
blind
there.
Squirrel finds a nut,
Amazing,
right?
CeeLo.
Well,
I never count you out. Good news, though. The Orioles lost Sunday night, so the Yanks are now a game and a half up on them in the AL East. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us on Honda Sports Night.